Leadership is not a title. It is not a rank. It is not permission granted by an organization. Leadership begins the moment a man decides to carry responsibility for people other than himself. Not supervise them, not control them, and definitely not impress them, rather, to stabilize them. A man becomes a leader when the people around him feel clearer, steadier, and more capable because he is present. That is the standard for leadership. So, most men misunderstand authority. They believe authority flows downward from status, from credentials, from intelligence, from being the smartest guy in the room. And that belief creates fragile men. Because when things collapse, fragile men protect their image instead of correcting their behavior. They blame systems, they blame circumstances, they blame every single thing and person except themselves. Now, a disciplined man does the opposite. He takes credit only in proportion to the responsibility he is willing to carry when things go wrong. There are no exceptions to this. You do not get praise without accountability. You do not get authority without ownership, and you do not get leadership without consequence. This balance is non-negotiable. Now, strength is not dominance, and it's definitely not aggression. It isn't even how much pressure you can personally withstand. Strength is your ability to support others under pressure without collapsing yourself. An effective man is not focused on proving how capable he is. He's focused on ensuring the people beside him do not fail unnecessarily. The man who advances fastest is rarely the most talented. He's the one others can rely on when stress appears, because no serious goal is achieved alone, not in work, not in relationships, and not in life. Isolation is weakness disguised as independence. A disciplined man knows when to ask for support, and more importantly, he knows how to receive it without shame. Most men block help because they pretend they are always in control. They think composure means silence. They think leadership means invulnerability, and that belief isolates them. When a man never admits uncertainty, people assume he doesn't need support, and eventually they stop offering it. But the moment a man says, I'm unclear, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do, he activates trust, not because he is weak, but because he is honest, regulated, and responsible. Men who support others earn support when they finally need it. This is how real alliances form. Now, understand this principle clearly. Leadership is not speaking first. It is not asserting opinions early. It is not filling silence with certainty. Leadership is restraint. The highest status man in the room is often the last to speak, not because he is passive, but because he is collecting information. When a man rushes to share his perspective, he contaminates the room. Others start adjusting their words to his position. They stop thinking independently and they stop contributing honestly. A disciplined leader holds his frame. He listens without signaling agreement or disagreement. No nodding, no shaking his head, no emotional leakage. He asks questions only to understand. Questions such as, what do you mean? What led you to that conclusion? Or, what are you optimizing for? He seeks context before judgment. Only after every voice has been expressed does he speak, and when he does, his words carry weight. As you gain status, something dangerous happens. People become nicer to you. They defer, they flatter, and they offer convenience without effort on your part. And if you're undisciplined, you begin to believe that you deserve it. And the truth is, you don't. Those privileges belong to the role, not the man. Remove the position, and what remains is who you actually are. And a disciplined man never forgets this. He accepts respect without becoming entitled. He accepts perks without internalizing superiority. Internally, he treats himself like a man with nothing to prove and everything to uphold. That humility preserves his authority. Leadership has only one real indicator, and that's voluntary followership. And a follower is not someone who obeys, it is someone who chooses to move in the direction you are moving. That means a leader must offer direction, not vague motivation, not empty positivity, not slogans, a clear picture of a future that does not yet exist, and the discipline to articulate it repeatedly. Men follow clarity, they follow consistency, they follow someone who knows where he is going and why. A man who leads creates environments, not pressure. Environments where effort is respected, where mistakes are corrected, not punished emotionally, and where feedback is direct and not personal. An environment where vulnerability is allowed without chaos. Psychological safety is not softness, it is structure without humiliation. When men feel secure, they take responsibility. When they feel respected, they improve. When they feel valued as people, not tools, they give more than required. Not because they are coerced, but because they are aligned. Working hard for something you do not care about creates tension. Working hard for something you believe in creates drive. Now, passion is not something you hire, it's something you unlock. Because every man has energy and every man has intensity. The question is whether the environment channels it or suppresses it. Give men purpose, give them standards, give them room to grow without fear, and you will not need to demand effort. You will receive it. Leadership is not about being admired. It's more about being trusted, not because you speak loudly, but because you carry responsibility calmly. That is the standard, and that is the discipline most men never develop. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is Alpha Male Psychology. I will see you in the next one.